Welcome back. The battle over border security headed for a vote today. Lawmakers racing to avert a government shutdown, with the House set to vote today on the compromise. President Trump reportedly expected to sign that bill, but he's also looking for other ways to fund the finishing wall.
As we review the new proposal from Congress, I can promise you this: I will never waver from my sacred duty to defend this nation and its people. We will get the job done. The wall is very, very on its way. It's happening as we speak. We're building as we speak.
And joining me right now is West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito. Good to see you, Senator. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining us. And you've been involved in these talks from the very beginning. Let me ask you, do you expect the president first to sign this today?
I think the president will sign this. We've given him a good down payment on his most important aspect, that being the wall, but also it provides for more border agents, more technology. I think the president will sign this, and I would encourage him to do so.
Look, I'm glad you said a down payment, because that's the way the president is looking at it, and I want to ask you to tell us more about that. Where specifically is this extra money that the president is referring to that he can use to pin together a bigger sum for a finished wall, and how much money are we talking about?
Well, first, let's look at what's in the bill. It's $1.375 billion, which will provide for 55 miles of new fencing barrier wall. And that is the largest amount that we've ever had in a single bill moving forward. The president, I believe, after he signs this, will begin to look at other pockets of money, possibly in the DOD budget and others, that would provide for fencing to obstruct narcotics and other things. And so I think he has some flexibility there. I'm not sure of the exact amounts. We'll wait to hear what he has to say about that. But this is all within a framework of security, securing our border, and preventing the trafficking of drugs and sexual trafficking as well.
I understand that, but I understand that there's something like $500 million in confiscated drug money. Is it much more than that? I mean, is it more than $500 million?
I would say it is more than $500 million. If you're looking at that pocket, possibly that's what you're looking at. If you're looking at somewhere else, at some of the military construction projects and others, you could be looking at more money.
Okay.
Senator Steve Forbes here. Is there any movement to go beyond just the wall in terms of this whole immigration debate, dealing with the Dreamers, for example? The president could really, you might say, dish the Democrats by saying make the Dreamers legal. And where's that going to leave the Democrats? In other words, go on offense.
Well, I think that was one of the tactics that was looked at here, Steve. But I think we felt if we could keep it as clean as possible to get over this hump of just 7 months of funding, we could then look at a bigger package. We have to do something about the DACA, the Dreamer folks. But there are other loopholes, as you know, in the immigration system that we really need to fix. So we need to look at a bigger package. And this is where I think the president could be very forceful.
Senator James Freeman here at the Wall Street Journal. Just to follow up on Steve's question there. So there was never kind of a moment in these negotiations where the Democrats said, OK, we'll give you some wall money, but we want permanent status for the Dreamers. We want more H-1B visas. We want more guest worker. Anything on the policy end? They really never asked about that? Or you just didn't want to go there?
You know, I was surprised that it didn't become part of the conversation because, as you know, early on it looked like it might be a way to boost the border and the barrier money from the zero that Nancy Pelosi promised. But I think what came to be is many folks, particularly on the Appropriations Committee, felt that border security must include a barrier. And so DACA was taken off the table as a bargaining chip.
Senator Deirdre here, just following up on James's point. I mean, there is funding, though, right, for Customs, Border Control, immigration. I mean, I've been speaking with business people saying E-Verify was down during the shutdown, and that was really difficult at a local level, too.
Well, yes, this is encompassing of everything. More border agents, more customs agents, 600 more customs agents, more money to screen trucks and cars as they're coming in. For me, coming from the state of West Virginia, it's very important because of the addiction issues with heroin and fentanyl and other things. This is very much a comprehensive bill, and I think it gives some good flexibility in there. In case we need more ICE beds, the president can move up and we can reprogram money to Homeland Security Security to get the number of beds up there. So I think it's a compromise. It's not everything, but I think it's a satisfactory way to move as a down payment for the president.
During your conversation, Senator, did you get a sense that there was an increasing desire to work with the president, or did you still feel that resist? I'm wondering if there's a real division within the Democrat Party. Nancy Pelosi was digging in, but I felt a different sentiment from some freshmen and from others on the Democratic side. What did you feel during your talks?
Well, it was interesting because I think if you look at some of the comments that were made 2 weeks ago when we began on the conference committee, both sides, Republicans and Democrats, basically said if Leader Pelosi and the president would let us negotiate as a Congress, which is what we do every day, we could come to a logical conclusion. And that's exactly what happened. So within our small 17-member Appropriations Conference Committee, there really wasn't a detailed reach in by either leadership. They let us work our will, and I think you can see we got a product that, while it doesn't satisfy everything, it is, I think, immeasurably better than a shutdown or a continuing resolution.
All right, we'll leave it there. Senator, it's good to have you on the show this morning. Thanks so much.
Thank you all.